Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the SU-14-1. It's located on the south spawn of Erlenberg and it's under the command of talon1958. Now this video has two replays. First one is in the SU-14-1, which was the original Arty developed by the Soviets during the 30s and put into storage. And well, when the war started, they realised they probably had to get these out of storage and put them into action, and in fact that's exactly what they did. The Arty was designed and based on the T-35 heavy tank, which was a bit of a failure in its own right, and in fact actually they did fight during the Second World War, but some of them were captured, and there is a sight of a T-35 with German crosses on the outside. Yep, they were actually captured and used as command tanks by the Germans. Okay, well he's got the 152mm howitzer. It's a very, very long barrel. And we're looking at this moment at an AMX 1375 in the castle grounds. But Talon's looking around for another target because he can't hit that one just yet. Now he's only got standard HE. And that'll do 600 alpha, penetrating 38mm of armour, and it's got a shell velocity of 500 meters per second. 7-meter burst radius as well. Oh, that target's hiding behind the wall. Can he get a shot to this OI? Yes, I think he can. And I think that's what he's going to go for. He's just dialing in, ready to go. Rounds out. Nice hit. 65 hit points. No, I think I did see a tracer from an enemy Arty in grid square A6. Looked to be coming from that spot. So that might be where the enemy Arty is. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay, he's going for another shot. He can't get a shot on the lurver. Not at the moment. Not while those buildings are in the way. But he might be able to get a shot on this M4A3 Easy 8. He's dialing in. Almost ready. Rounds out. Perfect. 239 hit points. A good hit. You can't accuse Talon of not getting his aiming right, you see, because he actually does take time and trouble to make sure he's dialed in perfectly before he lets loose on the round. I've only seen him snapshot occasionally, but usually he gets good results when he does. Yeah, that Cromwell B is still hidden behind the farmhouses, so I don't think we can do anything about him just yet. No, it's going to hit the building. Yep. He was dialed in, but he just couldn't get the shell between the gap, and it was really not a good bet that he would get it through. Now you can see one of the other Artys on our team is close by, the M44, and there's the other one over there. So he's actually between two, and the other one's called Smell My Powder. Now you can get the 203mm howitzer. This is the 152, but yeah, the 203mm howitzer is actually quite powerful. Of course, many of you will have played this back before they did the Arty nerf, and it was quite an interesting Arty back then. Very slow, because of course the T-35 was a very slow tank, but it did have really good effects upon the enemy if the enemy was fairly sluggish and slow. Okay, we've got that lurver's crossed the bridge, and there's an OI in the middle of the bridge. It's the same one we were firing at before, and Talon's aiming for him. Rounds out. Direct hit, 227. Good strike. He won't be happy because he's now down to a one-shot. Anybody can get him, and I suspect that somebody will pot him very shortly. The kill shot came from the TNH-105-1000. Okay, the same M4A3 Easy 8 that we fired at before is coming around that corner, and Talon's dialed in, rounds out. And he did get some hit points of damage, 23. The guy popped back round the corner, and the MT-25 just got taken out by our M4A2. In fact, that's Loz's M4, one of the ones that was sent to the Soviet Union. Okay, we've got a lurver here. Round the other side from that TNH. He's not going to be too happy because the TNH has got a pretty powerful gun. Talon's getting further and further towards the west side of the map. You can see the other M44 nearby. It is good that he is constantly changing position, because of course it does make it very difficult for the enemy Arty to get a shot. The lure is a one shot. If he can put that shell between those gaps, he should be able to get a kill here. Rounds out. Yes! Exactly. Pinpoint accuracy, and it worked. Okay, we're 5 tanks up on the enemy now. They're having a very bad day. Yeah, I think it comes from getting really accurate shots from your enemy. There's the M4A3 Easy 8 again. Rounds out. Lands nearby, and he got the splash kill off that one. Unfortunately, the enemy AMX-13F3 managed to kill our TNH-105-1000. But I think we are now moving towards the enemy, because there's only 5 of them left. And even our teammates in the M44s have decided to get mobile, head towards the enemy end of the map. We've got 3 tanks guarding our cap, and they're all tank destroyers. There's an SU-14-1, a Super Horn Hellcat, and an SU-100 wide, the box tank. I think one of them, or maybe 2 of them, might be AFKs. But even so, even if they are an AFK, they will be telling us if the enemy ever comes close. I suspect that the enemy RT or the enemy tanks are actually on the east side of the river, and in fact our T-150 might be able to find one of those tanks very shortly, because remember, we did see Tracer coming out of that wood in A6, and although the RT might have moved in defence to go east, I suspect the T-150 will probably spot him soon. If he doesn't, the Lotus M4 might instead. Top speed of this RT is only 30 kilometers an hour. It is a very, very big and heavy vehicle. It's over 52 tons, or actually closer to 53. There's the M44. He's been found now. And oh, Talon fired just as he died. So I'm afraid that shell's done nothing, but at least he did get discovered and taken out by the T-150. Only 4 left on the enemy team. 2 of them Arty. A Lorraine 15550 and the AMX-13F3. Remember, that guy took out one of our tanks. He took out the TNH-105-1000. Talon's headed for the cap area. I think he's going to put a bit of pressure on the enemy. And this could be interesting. One of the enemies just got killed. It was the Lorraine 15550. They found the other one, the AMX, but I think Talon's not going to be in a position to fire just yet. And in fact, actually, he's choosing to go over to the far side of the cap, which is obviously where the enemy is not going to fire or not going to respond. And yes, he knows where that AMX is. There he is between the buildings, and he gets taken out, and he's killed by the IS-2-2. Okay, so that means there's only 2 enemies remaining, an AMX AC-46, and an E-25. Now, the E-25 and the AMX are probably down the south end of the map. In fact, we've got an SU-130PM moving in that direction. And so I suspect that they are hiding in this little wood. So he might get a chance to get a shot off. He's got 578 hit points of damage so far showing. But more importantly, he's got 2 kills on the board as well. And we've got 3 in the cap now. Of course, one of those being Talon himself. There's the AC-46. Rounds out. Oh, kill! That's 3 kills. Nice one, Talon. And they just capped out to win. So it's the E-25 gets away. Here's the end of battle stats, and yes, it was the 3rd class tank of a Talon 1958 in the SU-14-1. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one, it's only showing 4, but I think he did get 5, or at least if he didn't get 5, he probably got 1 in the previous game. His win rate was 1,117, which is, again, not bad. It's not a particularly high score for Talon, because normally on a map like this, he could have done potentially better if he'd been a different Arty, because the SU-14-1's a bit of a handful, seeing it's so slow. But he did get 3 kills, and that puts him amongst the top scorers. So let's have a look at the team score and see where he was. Well, the highest damage in the game went to that TNH-105-1000 that the AMX-13F3 killed. He got the high caliber for 3,409 hit points. Second highest damage in the game went to the box tank, who I thought was an AFK, but he actually got 1,571 hit points of damage in the game. And the third highest damage actually went to the P44 Pantera on the enemy team with 1,527, and we can see that Talon picked up 771 out of that game. When it came to kills though, it was Talon who was top. He got 3 kills in the game with that lovely last second shot that killed the AMX AC-46. 3 kills to him, 2 kills to the TNH-105-1000, the IS-22 and the T-150 on his own team, and only 1 player on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill, and that was the P44 Pantera. When it came to base XP, it was the TNH again. He got 1,097, 760 went to the box tank, 718 went to the Loz's M4, and we can see that Talon picked up 520, puts him mid-table, but it's still a respectable score. He got 9 shots away in that game, 5 direct hits but no penetrations, 7 splash. Damage of 771 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 4 of the enemy, kill 3. In fact, actually focused on some of the enemy tanks more than 1 shot and got the kill off them eventually. He got 63 capture points while he was sitting in the cap, and he earned 21,810 credits in a premium account after ammunition resupply took away a profit of 11,730 credits. He got 25 bonds for a mission achievement and 780 XP times 2 for the first victory, 1,560 for mission completion, 3,120 experience points altogether. So yes, he said he dusted off the old SU-14-1 to have a bit of fun. Yes, I actually got an ace tanker in this vehicle very quickly actually after I actually earned it. And it was in an assault battle, and I couldn't believe how quickly I was able to fire off rounds. Even though it was quite a big and hefty Arty, it still has the ability to lay down a lot of fire on the enemy. But the other thing is, of course, it depends on which gun you choose as well. The big gun, the 203, can deal a lot of damage to enemy tanks at this tier, but with the small gun you get such a fast reload, it makes it very, very easy to get maximize your damage all over the battlefield and then get a Confederate medal. Anyway, let's have a look at the second replay. The second replay features the SU-14-2, the school bus, the tier 8 Soviet SPG. Is being commanded by Andromeda on the south spawn of Ensk. Now this is one of the maps which I've blocked from ever appearing in if I can help it. It's not a very good map for Arty, mainly because there are precious few places you can hide and get away with it, I'm afraid. Okay, waiting for him to aim. He's not gone to the aim yet. In fact, actually, he's looking very close. Oh, I missed that. I think he was after the Skoda T56, but I was trying to press the key so we could actually see what he was aiming at, and it just wasn't coming up. Okay, we've got a Scorpion G hiding in the house over on the west side of the map, and, well, there's a few enemy tanks in the centre of the map. But he's going to go for this T29. He's dialing in. Almost ready. Rounds out. Got a hit. 80 hit points. Now I think that he's using the stock gun, which is the 152mm, 600 alpha, 38mm of pen, 7.2 meters burst radius. It's basically very similar to the SU-14-1. The only difference is they put a cabin around the same gun and a radio to enable the crews to talk to the other participants on the battlefield so they could radio in their Arty support requests. This vehicle fought from Kubinka when it was defending Moscow And of course that's where it's residing right now, and there's the only version that's still around is actually in the Russian Tank Museum in Kubinka. It's a bit of a monster, it's huge, massive thing. Rather nice to know that they've actually included an Arty in the Russian Tank Museum, because after all it was made from a tank, this particular version. Okay, the enemy's getting rather close. I'm sure that Andromeda knows this, and he's hoping that his platoon mates in the LTTB and the IS-5 are going to try and defend him. And here comes the T-92, just took a big hit, and we've been spotted. So we might be about to receive an enemy Arty shot. He's trying to get a lineup on that T-92. Ah, a one-shot kill. And there was an Arty round coming in there. I think that might have been aimed at us. Okay, he's going to go for the AT-15A now. And it would be a good idea. Once you've been spotted, you have to move. If you don't, you are inviting to get hit by the enemy Arty. He's almost loaded. Here we go. Direct hit. Okay, so 22.91 seconds. Yeah, he didn't move, you see. And he's just lost his driver and 346 hit points because he didn't move. I mean, it's fairly obvious you do have to move if you get spotted, but it appears that Andromeda was just so tunnel visioned on hitting the enemy that he totally forgot what he's supposed to do. Well, there's the M12 that hit him. I'd go for that because that is most likely not to move. Okay, he's got a shot. Rounds out. Well, he does pick some hit points up, but move for God's sake. Move. Get behind a building so they can't return fire. And if they do, they'll waste their shell. Right in the corner, there's an enemy Arty. There's, well, there was two on the enemy team. They've both been killed now. Going for the Scorpion. Rounds out. Kill shot! So 2 kills on the board now. T-92 and now the Scorpion. SU-14-2 tank destroyer. Now the SU-14-2 should have no problem taking that out if he can land a round on top of him. Rounds out. Looks good. 147 from a direct hit, but it didn't kill him. But he's one shot and he's gone. There's only 2 enemies left. The AT-15A, who's being taken down by his teammates. And I don't think it really matters now that he's been seen. I think that IKB is coming towards you. I go back to the just standard aim mode. Don't aim from above. Actually go to shotgun mode, because that IKB is coming in directly to attack you. Yep, that's what he wants. Yeah. Oh, well, he did it anyway. He spotted the IKB coming, and that's 3 kills for Andromeda. Well, that was the second class tanker for Andromeda in the SU-14-2. He got a Bruiser medal as well for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one, he got 6. And his win rate from that battle was 1,854, quite a bit higher than Talon's. And he got the same number of kills. Well, or did he? No, I think Talon gets more kills. So a quick look. No, he got 3 kills as well. So they both got 3 kills. But I think actually Andromeda did actually do better, even though he failed to move. And you've got to move if you get spotted. If you don't, you're just going to be an easy kill for somebody else who remembers exactly where you were last seen. So let's have a look at the team score and see where Andromeda was. Well, we can see he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the Scorpion G on the enemy team. He got 2,696 hit points of damage. And of course, then he was promptly killed by Andromeda. So their best player was taken out by Andromeda. Nice. And the second highest damage was the T-26E5 Patriot with 2,090. Followed by the Progetto 54 with 1,900. Oh, it's not him actually, it's the Tiger 1, isn't it? 1,979 to him. I thought that was higher, but that wasn't. I'm afraid that Andromeda only got 1,530, but it does put him 4th on his team, and it also puts him above all members of the enemy team except 2, so it actually puts him in 6th place on damage overall. When it came to kills, he managed to get 3, which puts him in the top slot alongside the Patriot. Both got 3. 2 kills went to the Tiger 1 and the IS-5, which was one of Andromeda's platoon mates, and the other one was the LTTB. He got some damage as well. His platoon mate in the IS-5 did 1,367. He got 2 kills, and 2 members of the enemy team also got 2 kills, the Scorpion G and the Progetto 54. When it came to base XP, he's in 4th place again on his team with 1,106 going to the Patriot, 880 going to the EBR Hotchkiss. The Tiger 1 got 866, and then we've got Andromeda with 775, so not a bad score on base XP. He fired 10 rounds, 1 more round than Talon managed to get out. 7 direct hits, 2 penetrations in this one. Yeah, I think the T92 does have fairly thin armour, so if you fire something at this little thing here, was it not that one? Was it the T92 that he actually hit? Yes, he was. 605 hit points of damage. He penetrated that little light tank and did a huge amount of damage. He also penetrated the IKV-90B. Again, that's got thin armour, and getting hit by an artillery round at close range, yeah, it's kind of ruin your day. Let's have a look at the rest of the detail. 8 splashes on the enemy as well. 1,530 hit points of damage, of which 889 were at more than 300 meters. So quite a bit of damage was done at close range. The T92 and the IKV-90B. 1 hit received. Yep, that was from the M12. It was the splash damage. Yeah, that didn't work out so well. 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, 568 hit points of stun assist off 7 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 31,088 credits, got 15,544 from personal reserves, a total of 46,631. And after repair and ammunition resupply, took away a profit of 28,098 credits altogether. 1,162 XP times 2 for the first victory. Same again from personal reserves, took away 3,487 experience points altogether. Yes, he did technically get 2 shotguns, but it's actually sometimes easier to actually do the shotguns in just standard shotgun mode, to actually come out of aim mode and actually do it. But I suppose whatever rocks your world. If you can do it in the overhead mode and shotgun somebody as easy as you did the IKV and the T92, go ahead and do it. But obviously from an artillery perspective, from my perspective, I want to see those guys up close when I shoot them in the eyes. I want to see the whites of their eyes before I fire. But it was a good game. In fact, so was the game with Talon as well on Erlenberg. If you enjoyed both these replays, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And of course, do let people know that we exist and that we've got more than one channel. Yes, we've got another channel called The General, where there's replays without any commentary whatsoever, but they're usually absolutely fantastic games with at least the Pools medal involved, sometimes a lot more than the Pools medal. Over the past couple of days, I've done players getting 13 kills in a game, just getting 1 short of getting the Racine Heroes medals, which is, you know, incredible. And they actually didn't realise, because they weren't counting the shells, and it was only at the end of the game they suddenly realised, oh my god, I've got 13 kills. Yeah, phenomenal. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that replay, and if you did, thanks for watching.